Hey guys, it's June 22nd, and I want to give you another update on the garden, show you how things are going. Here's the Topsy Turvy that we decided to grow from all the questions we were getting at the farmer's market. I've got a Roma tomato in there, and I think the main problem people might be having out of these things, first of all I want to show you this thing, if you've never seen it, how it turns. So your plant can actually, you can turn it every day so it maximizes the sunlight. But I think the main problem with these things is people that put them in the full sun. The sun actually cooks these roots, especially when you're in 90-degree heat like we have for the last 2 weeks. It's been really hot. And here's the little strawberry planter we got. So, but everything's going good. We're having to water almost constantly because we've been over 90. Excuse the neighbors. We do live in Tennessee. It's been in 90 degrees for the last 12 days, so needless to say, they're sucking up the water. And since I've been watering them all the time, I'm pretty much not adding any nutrient to them. That way, they really don't need it when it gets that hot. Look at all these habaneros in the turn. So everything's growing great. There's a little bit of marigolds. They haven't started blooming yet, but soon enough. And see, there's some big beefs. Got a whole bunch of them starting to turn. These are my older tomatoes that I had growing since early in the spring. I want to show you this Hungarian wax pepper. It had like 4 peppers on it the other week, and now it's got, looks like over 40. They're all over the place. It's a pretty plant too, really pretty. But everything's growing. These peppers, ever since it's warmed up, they're loving the hot weather. They're growing like crazy. These are all cayennes. A whole bunch of them fixing to turn. My poblano plant, they're all over there. They're just falling over. Here's some yellow boys turning. Give you a back look. You can see the progress, man. These things are really growing good this way. We're doing them in the container. Here's the brandywines. There's a little bunch of them. Look at the size of this one. Thing's huge. I'm going to pick it. Look at that thing. It's definitely a 2-pound potato. I mean tomato. Okay, let's see. There's more brandywines. Another thing about the brandywine, I don't think they like the heat too much. Ever since the nights here have been getting over 70, which like I said, it's also been about 2 weeks, the growing flowers are dying off. And it's just the brandywine tomato. There's one where the tips are frying. And I'm not sure if I gave them a little too much nitrogen. And then along with the heat wave we've been having, kinda might have caused that. But the other tomatoes, they're not having that same problem. See, like the lemon boy, it's still producing new tomatoes. Some more. But anyway, constantly trying to learn. There's a bunch of lemon boys. The better boys are starting to really take off growing. There's some Romas. Oh, suckers. These are good tomatoes for salsa and tomato paste. And yellow pear starting to, got a couple of them on there. Look at this watermelon. This thing's called Moon and Stars. It's an heirloom watermelon. I don't know if I told you that, but you see the little speckles on these leaves? This one's actually turned yellow, and you'd think, man, that thing's dying, but really it's in the genetics. It's healthy as anything. It's just all of a sudden turning yellow. But the fruit from these watermelons, they're green, and then they have little speckles just like that on the watermelon. Those are called the stars, and then it'll have a big spot. Say bigger than a silver dollar, and that's the moon. So it's gonna be pretty interesting. There's my first one right there. But we're gonna attempt to build little hammocks for these watermelon as they trellis up and let them actually grow in them, and we'll see if that works out. There's some corn. It's really starting to grow. Let's see, the cucumbers are doing great. We've already pickled 4 jars. There's a market more down here. They get bigger. It's like a slicer. And some purple pole beans. Check all those out. Not really sure when to pick these things. If anybody watching this has a clue and would love to let me know, I'd love to hear, because I don't know exactly when. But they're all over the place. I'm fixing to pick them anyway. Here's that Three Sisters experiment, which is going good. So that's about all we have right now. Stay tuned and I'll be back soon.